So here's the story. Just as news broke about Lil Durk's shocking arrest, someone from his past unexpectedly took over social media. Nicki, his ex-wife. Remember her? She's the woman who stood by him long before the fame, money, and headlines. Back then, Nicki was Dirks' ride or die, the strong support system behind one of hip-hop's biggest names. But since they're split, she's quietly built her own life until now. With one viral post, Nicki is everywhere again, and it has everyone asking, what's her story? How does she fit into Dirks' life today, and why is she suddenly so relevant? It all started with a single, simple post. Someone shared an old photo of Nicki and Dirk together, captioned with a throwback message, "Dirk's going to be all right." He bounced back from worst. Boom, just like that, it took off. Within hours, the post racked up 4.9 million views, tons of shares, and a flood of comments. Suddenly, it seemed like everyone remembered Nicki, the woman who was there from day one, back when Dirk was hustling his way up from Chicago's underground rap scene. And people didn't just share the post, they poured out support. The comments flooded in with heartfelt messages from fans who clearly still held a deep admiration for Nicki. She was with him when he had nothing. A real one, one fan wrote. Another commented, "Without Nicki, would Dirk even be Dirk?" These words weren't just a reflection of her past with Dirk, they were a testament to the incredible impact Nicki had on his life, both personally and professionally. In a world where relationships often come and go in the blink of an eye, Nicki's presence in Dirk's life has stood the test of time. It's clear that Nicki wasn't just a footnote in Dirk's story, she was a pivotal chapter, the foundation that helped him rise to the level of success he enjoys today. These comments reveal a deeper truth. Nicki's role in Dirk's journey goes far beyond being a mere partner. She was a constant, a steady presence during the turbulent times when Dirk was fighting to make a name for himself. Her loyalty and support were cornerstones of his early career, and without that, it's hard to imagine how his journey would have played out. Fans recognize this, and their words are a reflection of how much respect they have for her role in his life, acknowledging that she was with him through thick and thin, long before the fame and success arrived. But it's not just about looking back at what Nicki did for Dirk in the past, it's also about recognizing the strength and resilience she showed in carving her own path. Despite her relationship with Dirk being in the public eye, Nicki never relied solely on his success. She took her experiences and used them as stepping stones to create a life of her own. Her journey wasn't just about supporting someone else, it was about finding herself, establishing her independence, and proving that she too had a powerful story to tell. In this sense, Nicki has become more than just a figure linked to Dirk's past. She's a symbol of resilience and strength, someone who has managed to build her own legacy while still honoring the connections that shaped her. The outpouring of love and support from fans is a reflection of the respect people have for Nicki's journey, one that didn't just involve standing by someone else's side, but also finding the courage to create her own path. As people continue to share their admiration for Nicki, it's clear that she's not just remembered for her relationship with Dirk, but for the lasting impression she's made on everyone who's followed her story. Her authenticity, loyalty, and strength have left an indelible mark on Dirk's life and by extension the lives of his fans. People may look at the photos and posts from the past, but they also look at Nicki with a renewed sense of admiration, understanding that her influence on Dirk's success was far-reaching and profound. It's a powerful reminder that some relationships leave a lasting imprint, and sometimes the person who was there in the background is just as essential to the story as the one in the spotlight. Nicki's impact on Dirk is undeniable, and as fans continue to express their admiration, it's clear that her legacy will never fade away. It will continue to shape the story of Dirk's journey, both now and in the future. Nicki isn't just another person from Dirk's past, she's part of the foundation of who he became. She was there when things were tough, when success seemed distant, and when they were both building their futures from scratch. She was there for Dirk before the fame, before the millions of followers and the accolades. And that kind of loyalty doesn't go unnoticed even after time has passed. Her sudden reappearance in the public eye sparked something much deeper in people: nostalgia for the old days when they were together, a time when life seemed simpler and the hustle was raw. But the reactions go beyond mere nostalgia. Nicki represents something far more significant: the grit, loyalty, and love that helped shape Dirk's early days. She was there through the struggles, through the heartbreaks, and the moments of doubt. And while Dirk eventually found massive success, it's clear that his journey would have been very different without Nicki by his side. She didn't just support him, she believed in him when it was hard to believe in themselves. In a sense, Nicki represents the essence of Dirk's story, a story of perseverance, loyalty, and growth in the face of adversity. Her reemergence in the spotlight is not just about revisiting the past, it's about acknowledging the role she played in his journey to success. It's as if Nicki has always been the unspoken, often overlooked heart of Dirk's rise to fame. While the world may have shifted focus to his music and his accomplishments, there's an undeniable truth: his foundation was built by the love, the sacrifices, and the unwavering support that Nicki provided during their time together. For fans, Nicki symbolizes the loyalty and love that many people dream of finding. She's not just another person who was once in the spotlight with him, she's a reminder of where it all began. This feeling isn't just nostalgia, it's a sense of admiration for the woman who was there when it all started. People are reflecting on the strength of their bond and the role Nicki played in Dirk's early career, and it's clear that the admiration from the fans runs deep. The question of would Dirk even be Dirk without Nicki isn't just rhetorical, it's something that many people genuinely believe. For all the accolades and accomplishments that Dirk has achieved, there's a piece of his story that's incomplete without Nicki, and fans are quick to recognize that. Nicki's role in Dirk's life is more than just the woman behind the man, it's about partnership, growth, and sacrifice. Their journey together wasn't easy, and their relationship was built on more than just love, it was built on resilience and the kind of loyalty that people often overlook in today's fast-paced world. And that's why, even after everything, fans continue to hold on to the idea of them as a couple, a reminder of a time when things were less complicated and they were just two people working toward a dream. But it's not just about the past. Nicki's reappearance is also about what's next. As she steps back into the spotlight, it's clear that she's still a major part of the conversation surrounding Dirk's life and career. She represents something deeper than nostalgia. She represents the roots of his success, the foundation that helped him build everything he has now. And people can't help but wonder what role she might play in his future, not just in the public eye, but in his personal life as well. Nicki's presence is a reminder that some stories never truly end, they just evolve. The love, loyalty, and history they share is something that can't be erased, no matter how much time has passed. In the eyes of many, Nicki is the heart of Dirk's story, a heart that people have never fully let go of. And as she continues to step back into the spotlight, the world can't help but watch, eager to see what comes next in the ongoing story of Dirk and Nicki.so. Why does this one post about Nicki still matter so much? To understand, we've got to rewind a bit. Nicki wasn't just Dirk's high school sweetheart, she was his business partner, his support system, and the mother of his kids. She co-founded his label, Only the Family, and held it down when things got tough. She helped pay for studio time, stuck by him through rough times, and laid the groundwork for the success that eventually followed. But life happened, and Nicki eventually walked away from the OTF world, choosing to build her own life. Today, she's the CEO of a credit restoration company, doing her own thing and keeping a low profile. She's moved on, new career, new life, whole new vibe. Still, with Dirk's arrest, fans are asking where would he be without Nicki's support in those early days. It's like she's forever part of his story, whether he acknowledges it or not. Yet, interestingly, Nicki hasn't commented on any of this. No reaction to Dirk's arrest, no statements, just silence. And maybe that silence says more than any post could. Nicki's sudden return to the spotlight is like a full circle moment. She's not the same person she was when she was with Dirk. She's no longer in the background. Today, she's a successful CEO, a woman who's moved on and made her own way. But somehow, people are drawn back to her story. It's nostalgic, yes, but it also speaks to something deeper, the loyalty and sacrifices that often go unnoticed in the lives of celebrities. As Dirk's legal battle unfolds, it's almost as if fans are following Nicki's story too, watching to see how the woman who helped him build his empire has managed to move on. Nicki's viral moment isn't just about nostalgia, it's a reminder of everything she did to support Dirk back when no one else was around. So will Nicki finally get to step out of Dirk's shadow for good, or will her story always be linked to his? Either way, her quiet resilience and her own success stand as a testament to the strong woman she is, whether the world wants to let her fully leave that chapter behind or not. So, things are getting pretty intense for Lil Durk right now. Members of his OTF crew are allegedly involved in a plot to go after Quando Rondo after a long feud turned deadly. It all started with a shooting at a gas station in 2022, where sadly Rondo's cousin lost his life. Now Dirk's behind bars, but there's still hope. Top celebrity defense lawyer Bradford M. Cohen believes there might be a way out for Dirk. The big question is, can the prosecution actually prove he's guilty? Cohen recently talked about it on the Law Crimes YouTube podcast, and he's not convinced the evidence against Dirk is strong enough. The key piece of evidence right now: a text Dirk sent where he tells someone, "Don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights that they're taking." It doesn't look great, but Cohen points out that just because the text seems shady, it doesn't prove Dirk's involvement in the conspiracy. It's circumstantial, and it could be taken in a bunch of different ways. Cohen even said if that's all they've got, it's definitely not enough to stand up in court. So is that really all the evidence they have? We'll have to wait and see. But here's where things get tricky for Dirk. Cohen doesn't think the government has enough to build a strong case. If they can't show that Dirk was directly involved in planning or funding the revenge attempt, this conspiracy charge could fall apart. Cohen's not sure they have that clear link yet. Meanwhile, things are looking a lot more serious for Dirk's co-defendants. Cohen points out that they've got a lot more evidence stacked against them: plane tickets, travel records, even video footage. For them, it's going to be an uphill battle, but for Dirk, Cohen thinks he's in a better position. His defense can argue that just because Dirk's connected to people involved in the plot, that doesn't automatically mean he's guilty. As Cohen said, there's still room for reasonable doubt. For now, Dirk's defense is focusing on poking holes in the evidence. That one text might raise some eyebrows, but it's not enough to convict him just yet. The question is, will more evidence come out, or will Dirk's defense hold strong? This is bigger than just a legal battle for Dirk. It's about his future, his legacy, and everything he's built in the music world. He's facing the possibility of life behind bars, and with all eyes on him, there's no room for mistakes. Fans, media, and legal experts are all watching closely, analyzing every little detail. And while all this is happening, Nikkis been dragged back into the media storm. After everything she went through, she thought she was done with the drama, but now the spotlight's back on her and Dirk's past. So how does she deal with it? By staying quiet. No public comments, no back and forth, just focusing on her kids, her future, and her peace of mind. She's not letting the media control her narrative this time. As the court dates loom, the media keeps digging into Nikkis' past. Old photos, interviews, and rumors are all resurfacing. But Nikkis not playing along. She's not here for the drama. She's focused on moving forward, not looking back. So what really happened between Nicki and Dirk? Why did their relationship end so suddenly? Well, it all started before the fame, before the spotlight, when Dirk was just a teenager trying to survive in Chicago. Meeting Nicki was a game changer for him. She wasn't just his high school girlfriend, she was the one person who believed in him when no one else did. When it was just Dirk Banks, a kid with a dream, Nicki saw something special in him. And that loyalty, that belief, that's what mattered most to Dirk. She was there, supporting him, even when things seemed impossible. You know, Nicki was always there for Dirk through everything, all the struggles, temptations, and the tough moments. She was his rock, helping him stay grounded when everything else was trying to pull him in different directions. Because of her, Dirk was able to focus on his music and chase a dream that seemed out of reach for most people from his tough neighborhood. As his dreams started to come true, their connection grew even stronger. Then they had their first son, Angelo, and that was the moment it all really felt solidified, like they were building something meaningful, something bigger than just the two of them. But you know how fame is, it has a way of changing things. As Dirk's popularity grew, so did the pressure, and the temptation started creeping in. The whole OTF lifestyle began pulling him away from the quiet life he had with Nicki and their kids. They even had their second child, Bella Banks, but by then, fame and all the demands of it started creating some distance between them. What once felt like an unbreakable bond started to feel a little fragile. In 2013, the news broke that Nicki and Dirk had decided to part ways. For Nicki, it was the end of a chapter full of love and sacrifice. But even after they split, they stayed connected through their kids and the OTF legacy that Nicki had helped build. Dirk has spoken about her with a lot of respect, always saying she helped him chase that dream everyone thought was impossible. And for that, he'll always be grateful. But let's be real, every relationship has its breaking point, right? Those moments when things just don't seem as simple as they once did. For Nicki and Dirk, it was when fame, temptation, and the fast life started pulling him away. Dirk's name was getting bigger, but with that came the late nights, packed clubs, and people who wanted to pull him in every direction, and Nicki could feel him slipping away bit by bit. Their love was real, but with the fame came whispers, rumors, and headlines, and eventually the word no one wants to hear: infidelity. For Nicki, it wasn't just the betrayal, it was the feeling that the person she thought she knew was slipping away from her. She started seeing the signs, messages, late night calls, things she couldn't ignore. It was like Dirk had gotten caught up in a world that she never signed up for. The hardest part? Realizing that even though they had love, sometimes it just wasn't enough to keep everything together. Nicki wasn't just heartbroken, she was determined to do what was best for her and her kids. She knew she couldn't stay in a relationship that no longer felt right. The trust was gone, and without that, what future did they really have? She tried though. She fought through the rumors, the public eye, and the endless noise. But deep down, Nicki knew it was time to walk away. It wasn't about giving up on love, it was about holding onto the love she had for herself and her kids. It was about taking care of herself, something she had put on the back burner for too long. It wasn't easy, it was painful, and the whole world seemed to be watching, but Nicki knew that the public's opinion didn't matter. What mattered was her truth. She had to move on for her own peace of mind. So she took that step. She walked away, and in doing so, she gave herself the chance to start fresh, to reclaim her independence, and to build a life that was no longer defined by Dirk or their past. Meanwhile, Dirk kept rising in the music world. But as we all know, fame and success don't erase the weight of your choices. Sooner or later, the past catches up with you. Nicki's story is one that sticks with you even after everything. Her legacy is still here today. Life after divorce can feel like a huge setback for a lot of people, right? But for Nicki, it was the start of something new. She didn't just want to be Dirk's ex, she wanted to be Nicki Cavon on her own terms. And I think we can all relate to that, right? That feeling of needing to find yourself again, to let go of the labels people put on you and just start fresh. For Nicki, it wasn't about running away from her past, it was about building something better for her future. Each step she took away from the past was a step toward a life centered around her kids, her passions, and the independence she worked so hard to create. She wasn't just living in Dirk's world anymore, she was creating her own, one that was just for her and her family. And her top priority, her kids, of course, giving them a stable, loving environment became everything. They were her anchor, her motivation. Nikki didn't just want to survive as a mom, she wanted to show them what it means to stay strong and unbreakable, even when life gets tough. She turned into a real-life role model for her kids. But Nikki wasn't just focusing on being a mom, she was also diving into her career, and that's where things got exciting. She became the CEO of the Credit Click, a company that helps people take control of their finances. For Nikki, this wasn't just about running a business, it was about helping others do what she did, take charge of their lives and their future. She was building something that mattered, not just for her, but for everyone who needed it. With her business, Nikki is all about understanding her clients and helping them figure out things like credit and budgeting. She's using her story to show people that second chances are possible and that there's always a way forward, no matter the obstacles. Her clients have really connected with her down-to-earth approach, and her business is growing because of it. But it's not just work for Nikki, she's still a hands-on mom, making sure her kids are learning the important things like resilience, kindness, and hard work. She's teaching them that life can be tough, but with the right mindset, you can overcome anything. And she's doing it with them by her side every step of the way. Nikki also found a way to connect with even more people through social media. She started sharing her story and the ups and downs of her journey, and it really hit home with people. Her honesty and realness set her apart, and soon she was attracting followers who found inspiration in her positivity. Her social media became a place where people could learn from her experiences and feel encouraged to take control of their own lives. Even as her influence grew, Nikki made sure to keep things grounded. She wasn't chasing drama or controversy. Instead, she kept the focus on personal growth, staying positive and staying true to her values. She's not about the fame, she just wants her work and her story to do the talking. At the end of the day, Nikki's journey is about so much more than just career success. It's about embracing change and discovering the strength that lies within you, even during life's toughest moments. For many people, facing a major life event like divorce can feel like the end of the world. It can leave you feeling lost, unsure, and uncertain about the future. But for Nikki, it was the exact opposite. It became the catalyst for her transformation. Instead of letting the end of her marriage define her, she chose to redefine herself and create a new life on her own terms. The beauty of Nikki's story is that she didn't just survive after her divorce, she thrived. Divorce can often feel like a setback, a time when everything you once knew about yourself is shattered. For Nikki, it was an opportunity to reclaim control of her life. It was a moment to prove that no matter what life throws at you, you can always rise above it and come out stronger on the other side. She faced her challenges head on, and with each step, she rebuilt herself not just as a person, but as a mother, a businesswoman, and a woman with a vision. She became a shining example of what it means to embrace the unknown, to face the hard stuff with grace, and to turn a difficult chapter into something powerful. Nikki's journey is a true testament to the fact that life can and often does get better after a breakup or a major change. Sometimes we need to go through hard times to realize our true potential. Life after divorce didn't hold Nikki back, it pushed her to a whole new level of purpose, empowerment, and hope. She proved that it's never too late to start over and that every setback is simply a setup for something greater. What makes Nikki's story even more inspiring is the way she prioritized her family while building a career. She didn't just focus on her business, but also on being the best mom she could be. Raising her kids as a single parent wasn't always easy, but she made it work by showing up for them every single day. She balanced the demands of motherhood with her career and her dreams, proving that with dedication, you can juggle it all. Her kids were not just her motivation, they were her reason for doing it all. She showed them what it means to stay resilient, how to handle setbacks, and how to never give up no matter what life throws at you. Through her journey, Nikki has become a role model for so many people who are looking for a way to turn their lives around. She showed them that it's possible to rebuild your life after a setback and create something even better than before. Her story is proof that with hard work, self-belief, and a positive attitude, anything is possible. She turned her dreams into a reality, and in doing so, she not only changed her own life but also impacted the lives of others, helping them on their own journey to success. So thanks for following Nikki's incredible journey. Her story isn't just about career success or personal transformation, it's about so much more. It's about finding strength in the face of adversity, embracing the changes life throws your way, and having the courage to never give up, no matter how tough things get. Nikki has shown us that even after the most difficult challenges, it's possible to pick up the pieces and build something even better. Her resilience is a true testament to the power of believing in yourself and pushing forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Nikki didn't just navigate through her struggles, she turned them into opportunities for growth. Her transformation is a reminder that life is always full of twists and turns, but it's how we respond to those moments that truly defines us. She didn't let her past or her setbacks hold her back, she used them as fuel to propel herself into a new chapter filled with purpose, empowerment, and hope. Nikki's story teaches us that it's never too late to start over, to redefine our lives, and to create something beautiful from the lessons we've learned along the way. If Nikki's journey resonates with you and you're feeling inspired by her ability to rise above life's challenges, you're not alone. We all have the power to transform our own lives, and Nikki's story is proof that change is not only possible, but something worth celebrating. So if you're ready to hear more powerful stories of transformation and resilience, just tap the card on your screen. Together, let's keep celebrating second chances, personal growth, and the strength it takes to rise above it all. Because we all have the power to embrace change and make our own comeback story.